Hello, my viewers. Welcome back to the channel. By the video title, you know what this video is about. Steelers training camp preview. Guys, it's finally here. Football season is about to start. We're getting closer and closer to that football season. You know, we got training camp for a while. I think the first preseason game is August. I think it's like late August. I don't think it's August 20, August something. Was it August 16, 17? That first preseason game? There's only 3 preseason games. They used to have 4, at first, a couple years ago. They switched it to just 3. But those are going to be some good games, exciting games. Probably do some watch parties, a lot of watch parties and with those games as well, so stay tuned for that. But it's going to be a very good training camp. Last year, training camp was very good and exciting. We saw a lot of young competitors, going out there, competing, trying to make a name for themselves. We've seen our quarterback, Kenny Pickett, go out there, number 8, and just go out there and try to shine like that. We got the opportunities and made plays and stuff. He was splitting first-team reps with Mr. Trubisky, but this season we're going to see him get the full first-team reps by himself and him just go out there and just go and play and play amazing football out there. And I think this is going to be a good jump for him and good jump for the Steelers because last year was a rebuild type year, but this year is a year that we kind of built the pieces around us. We got guys who have got kind of established a little bit and who also had experience from that first year, their rookie year. And then they didn't experience the playoffs, but they experienced what it feels like to like get a glimpse and get close to that, and then like had that winning culture kind of embedded in them, and they kind of found their groove and found their chemistry. And then adding guys like Patrick Peterson and adding of course JPJ, we know Broderick Jones got drafted, and all other type of guys we added to the O-line and to the team entirety. But mainly the O-line was the main concern entering this season, and last year as well. We finally addressed that. Adesanya Amalu, Nate Herbig. I think it's Nate Herbig, yeah. I think Nick is the other brother. I might mess him up a little bit. But having those guys and then also Broderick Jones getting added. So that right there just brings a different dynamic style to the O-line. We can get the run game going again like we did last year in the second half of that season. And like we did a few years back when we was one of the best teams to run the football. Like that, we get like in that sense, we're going to be very, very dangerous. The Steelers going to be real, real tough to beat. But some things I want to go over that I'm looking forward to seeing in training camp, of course, is Kenny Pickett and George Pickens' progression. Those are the 2 key guys, in my opinion, of course, besides Najee. Najee Harris, we know what Najee Harris is. Najee Harris is amazing already. Pro Bowl running back. Is the first Steeler ever to start their career off with back-to-back 1,000 yards rushing seasons as well. And, he's an amazing beast. He's an absolute freak of nature like that. And also, he was in the running back little meeting they had, a Zoom meeting about the running backs and the pay and stuff. I think the Steelers will do Najee Harris well. Not the Steelers always, they make sure to keep the guys that want to be here. You know what I mean? So like I know you guys will bring Le'Veon Bell situation up. Le'Veon Bell, he wanted more. Like the Steelers didn't. They act like the Steelers offered him scraps. They didn't offer him like a terrible amount. It was still a good amount of money. I guess he wanted more guaranteed like that, which is okay like that. All right like that. You want more money guaranteed just like for injury concerns and all types of nature of that. But I feel like that Le'Veon Bell kind of went a different. The approach wasn't right. The right approach like that. It wasn't the right approach. You never leave money on the table. You know what I mean? Like, of course, now it's different. It's like some blood money or something crazy like that. But you never leave money on the table. If you have opportunity to go out there, they want to sign like the franchise tag. He would have played underneath that franchise tag, but he kind of already knew like even if something happened franchise tag, he would have still been cool. But I think the Steelers had a good contract for him to go out there and to like add on. I think and also. The Steelers game because it's really Steelers could have offered him nothing because all the suspensions he had. I feel like you can lose sides of both people. You can say, oh, Le'Veon Bell, he deserved more guaranteed money because he put in the hard work and the stuff he put in, which is understandable. And also, the Steelers really couldn't offer him a right amount because you saw what happened with the suspensions. All stuff that kept happening over and over, the suspensions and all that type of stuff. The injury he had, the ACL injuries and other injuries in big time games. So you're like. They kind of got a point on both sides a little bit. But I think the Steelers would do justice for, Najee Harris, and they would keep Najee Harris around because his leadership, his mentality, and those type of guys who, like Najee Harris is the type of player he's like a Steeler lifer. There's some guys that come around, you just see them, you like, they're gonna be here to start to finish. Like there's certain players you look at, like some guys you can tell, be like, they might be gone. Like they might be gone eventually. But I think Najee Harris, I get that feeling around him being a Steeler lifer. Of course, Minka started off with the Dolphins, but I think now he's gonna finish his career with the Steelers. And of course, other guys like TJ Watt and stuff. I thought those guys had that sense. He's like they very loyal to the team and one of those big time factors. And you look at the NBA approach as well. I think like a guy like, I'm a Miami Heat fan, Bam Adebayo, I think he's going to be a Heat lifer. Because this is like his style, his approach, his leadership, and the way he plays, the way he like goes about his business is like he's all for the team, all for that team. They're going to make sure to look out for him as well like that. But I think Najee Harris should get a good contract. But KP and George Pickens' progression is the thing I'm looking at, and one of the things, because those guys are the future of the offense. You know, KP, GP, and Najee. The future of the offense right there. We're seeing them in their second year. We're going to see how they shine. Najee is in his third year, of course, but we're seeing KP and GP in their second year. I think KP is going to make that big-time jump. I think George Pickens is going to make a even bigger jump. I think he can actually be a Pro Bowl level receiver. And because like last year, really, honestly, you look at the numbers, he only started 12 games. He had 12 games he started. Remember the first 4 or 5 games early in the season, they really didn't use him a lot. They kept like putting him in different points, and he was getting targeted a lot either. And some of the play calling wasn't designed for him. He was just out there as a distraction for some parts. But then we started seeing him be used more and more and more and more and more utilized. If he's fast, yeah, more and more utilized. And he started getting opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. And we started seeing him shine and start capitalizing that. We're like, oh, this guy got some strong hands. He's a vertical threat. He can get up in the air. He can get down the field. He can make plays. He's very physical. He's not scared of contact. And he's not scared to block either. You know, some receivers just be out there just standing around. But he actually, when the running play is called, he'll go out there and he'll block. He'll lay somebody out. So I think KP and GP on progression is going to have a magnifying glass over it, because we're going to try to see how they're getting better and how they're utilized in this new, I guess it'll be a new style of offense a little bit. Matt Canada's still the offensive coordinator, but I think now since they have the new O-line, we can run the ball like that. Hopefully, we should be able to run the ball with these guys right here. We finally address the O-line and then add different pieces. Maybe we could see some different type of play calling. The next one is, of course, Broderick Jones and Dan Moore, the battle for the spot. Now they did mention that Dan Moore could, one time in a report, almost a rumor report, that he could switch to the other side like that, and they can actually start all of them, both of them. But most likely going to be a battle. You know, like we know Broderick Jones, the first round pick. In my opinion, he's more talented, of course. He's more talented, and of course, I feel like he should be the starter as well. But, you know, the Steelers' approach is going to be nothing is given. Nothing is given in the league, nothing given in life. Just because you got picked it first doesn't mean you're going to be automatic starter. And you got to go out here and earn it. And even though in the back of their head, they're kind of like, oh, we didn't trade up in the first round just to let him sit on the bench. So, like, of course, like they want him to go out there and earn it. They want to see what he does when his back against the wall. And Dan Moore can compete at high level, too, because you want to keep playing. And he had some bright spots last year, too. Dan Moore played pretty well here and there, like different games like that. He was all right. I think he had his moments. He had the up and downs and stuff. But I feel like overall, he still was a solid piece. So we're going to see that battle, and that should be a very good one to see. Another thing, too, is Corey Trice and JPJ. JPJ and Corey Price is going to be amazing. Amazing additions to the team. Of course, Patrick Peterson, we know Levi Wallace. I almost forgot his name. Levi Wallace looked pretty solid last year. He had a few interceptions. He had 2 or 3 interceptions last year. Patrick Peterson is a future Hall of Famer. Was an 8-time Pro Bowler, 3 or 4-time first-team All-Pro. He's an amazing player all around. But Corey Trice, who was drafted late in the round, mostly due to maybe the injury concerns that happened early on in some of his college career. But he's a freak of nature. He can play different positions, and you can put him in different spots. And his size and ability, because he's like 6'4", I believe, a 6'3" or 6'4" cornerback like that. You usually don't see cornerbacks like around 6'3", 6'4". If you 6'3", 6'4", most time you're playing a different position like that. Most time you see cornerbacks at 5'11", 6 feet, 6'1" like that. But lately, we've been seeing a lot of taller cornerbacks, a lot of longer arm cornerbacks as well, like the Sauce Gardner, who was first-team All-Pro last year as a corner, as his rookie year. Like, we're seeing more guys like that. JPJ had that same type of build and that same type of physicality he played with as well. And you look at the numbers and say, well, JPJ didn't have many interceptions last year because they didn't throw the ball this way. If you watch those Penn State games, I only watched like 2 of the games because I wasn't watching every game about all these players because like a lot of people on the list. But I watched about 2 of the Penn State games, went back and watched some. Find the clips on YouTube. They cut out the commercials because I didn't get tired of commercials. But watch those, and then you see like if you just like focus on defense and skip to all the defensive possessions, you'll see JPJ out there shutting the whole side of the field down. Quarterback not even looking that way. Quarterbacks wasn't even looking to this side right here. They was like, nope, they was looking this side this whole time. They was staring down. So they basically only had 75% of the field. But 25% of the field was covered by the cornerback on this side. They're like, nope, I'm not going that way. And JPJ was shutting things down. And when they did go that way, he was so physical. Of course, being very physical like that, you can get a little handsy, so it might cause some penalties. But I'd rather have a guy who's physical, who's not afraid to get some hands, put some hands on the receivers like that, and shake them up and ruffle their feathers up a little bit, and make some plays on them and like lay some hits as well. So JPJ gonna be nice. Corey Trice and JPJ, they might be a dynamic duo actually, because Corey Trice can be put in different spots. You might see him in different areas around the field. Might can put him to guard some tight ends, instead of doing the regular approach of having linebackers. You have a guy this size, this ability, put him out there to guard some of those tight ends. He's about almost a similar height to them, and he's also got size too. I think he's about 210 pounds. Of course, tight ends be like 250, 260, depending on who you're dealing with and stuff. But I thought he had the ability to cover those guys and make those plays. So we're gonna see how they utilize his secondary. I'm actually very excited about the secondary because it hasn't been a long time since the secondary actually had like a lot of potential. Last year, of course, we know Minkah Fitzpatrick for the past few years has been, in my opinion, the best safety. I know Madden always ranks him below Derwin James. Derwin James, don't get me wrong, Derwin James is an amazing player. But if you look at it and comparing it, Derwin James is a one-time first-team All-Pro, and that was in 2018. That was like 5-6 years ago, right? 2018. It was 5 years ago. He's a one-time first-team All-Pro. He has some Pro Bowler season as well on his belt. But Minkah Fitzpatrick is a three-time first-team All-Pro. So he was first, and then he did 3 times of the past 4 years. So he was the best of the best at his position over the past three over the past 4 years. So like, how can you rank him below a guy the guy's still good, but how can you rank him below? He's been dominating, been the best of the best at his position, like over the past few years, like that. And we've seen what Minkah been capable of when he been able to do game-changing ability that he has as well. And people say, well, if Derwin James not healthy, well, that's part of the case as well, because don't they say the best ability is availability? So I feel like Minkah Fitzpatrick is disrespected a lot, and like in some of those debates of best safeties. But if you actually watch the games, you actually watch football, and you might say, oh, you biased because you're a Steelers fan. But no, you guys know on this channel, I leave the biasness out of it. If a guy is good, the guy is good. If the guy is the best, the guy's the best. Because it's a lot of times I'd be like, okay, because like when we was doing the Miami Heat things, we was doing some of the Steelers games, you know how many times I raved about Lamar Jackson and Amari Cooper and all these guys, especially Joe Burrow. I love Joe Burrow. Even though he's a Bengal, you got the nasty orange and black on, but I love Joe Burrow. He's an amazing player. And that's why I ranked them as the 2 best quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes and him, because I have no questions about their ability. When you say Patrick Mahomes' name, do you have any concern about anything? No. When you say Joe Burrow's name, do you have any concern about anything? No. But I couldn't put Josh Allen there. I have concern because of turnovers. And in the big moments, he always seemed to strength. And then we've seen the Lamar Jackson, the health concerns. Can you make those, and also in the big moments, can you make those plays as well? So I have concerns about them. Like, there might not be a lot of concerns, but I have concerns about them. So that's why I put them in almost elite category. But I think the 2 elite quarterbacks are guys you have no question about. And I put them up there. So I leave the biases out of this stuff. So I thought Minkah Fitzpatrick is the best safety in the league. Because, like, you look at the numbers, look at the impact that he brings to the team. Ever since he got to the Pittsburgh Steelers, he has changed the landscape of the Steelers team. And I can't wait to see what he does this year. In training camp, a lot of guys probably going to be listening. You have your ears open, listen to everything Minkah is saying. All those guys, all those DBs, all those corners and stuff. Listen to Minkah, listen to Patrick Peterson. Because it's going to be a special secondary unit. Because, like, if these guys become who we think they can be, like Corey Trice, JPJ, and with Patrick Peterson and Minkah as well, and then we got Devontae KZ and Keanu Neal, there's going to be some crazy depth. They're going to make some crazy noise this season. The last thing is that I'm really happy and excited about, too, is play designs. Play designs and schemes. We know Matt Canada said he want to implement more play action in the schemes as well. Hopefully he does, because we have the O-line now. We have an O-line that can block better and create more space and give more push and more force, and we can run the football and set up the play action. It's going to be very unstoppable. Because if you get knocked, you saw what Najee been doing the past few years. He's a Pro Bowler. He got 2,000-yard seasons. He has some big time scrimmage seasons as well. I think he had 10 touchdowns in each of the past 2 seasons as well. Give Najee some blocking and see what's about to happen. Najee was going crazy. I think Najee gonna have a big time year. That's why I picked him as the Offensive Player of the Year. If he's been doing this, putting those good numbers with not even the best blocking, when the Steelers ranked like 26 in run blocking and 27, 28, all types of stuff. He been putting up these numbers right here with that type of blocking. Imagine what he's about to do with some good blocking like that. Some good blocking finally. He's gonna be dangerous. And then you add that play action ability. When people start respecting the run game and start loading the box, and you have a guy like George Pickens out there on the outside, if Calvin Austin becomes who we think he can be and be a deep threat, it's gonna create a lot of mismatches around the whole entire field. So hopefully the Steelers can implement these guys and get this scheme going and get these guys developed well, so we can see some magical football like we've seen in 2008, like we've seen in 2006. like we seen in the 70s. You know, like all types of stuff like that. So we see some of those type of. I don't know if we ever get back to the 70 days with that defense right there. That defense right there was just crazy. And I wasn't born in the 70s, of course. I'm 2001, but I had that little Steelers history movie over there, and I think it's long too. I think it's 4 discs. It's 4 discs to show you each of the Super Bowl runs. It cover a lot of things on there. It's hours long. I watched when I was a child. I watched that a lot because I remember my grandmother bought me that. Because my grandmother, I think she's 65 years old. I'm about to turn 65 years old in August. Her birthday is right before my birthday, which is crazy. But she showed me, she got me that little Steeler thing right there, and I watched that a lot. She's always talking about the Mean Joe Greens, and my grandma was just a football fan. Her favorite team was the 49ers, but she was a football fan too. So she's talking about all these different players and stuff. So you got the Steelers, listen to the history. I was younger and stuff, so I had that, watched that. I don't think anything will ever get like that again. Like, all right, that team right there was just magical. Jack Ham, Lambert, Mean Joe Green, and Terry Bradshaw. I know people always say, well, the defense do that. Terry Bradshaw, you watch some of those games, he was actually pretty good. I still think Big Ben Roethlisberger is a better quarterback than Terry Bradshaw overall. Of course, Bradshaw got more championships and stuff like that, but I think Big Ben is still a better quarterback. But Terry Bradshaw was nice. It was nice. He had some big time games and stuff. I think one game he had where he was he had he was almost perfect, basically. He had a perfect passer rating. He almost like a perfect game, like they went crazy. I forgot what game that was. I can't remember off the top of the head. If you guys know, let me know in the comment section down below. But I don't think our team will ever get back to that type of level. But I think our team can get back to the level of the 08 style team, the teams that won the Super Bowl in 06 as well. Like they're just getting that ability to run the football and get to the quarterback and make plays deep down the field in the air. That's the combination of how the Steelers won throughout history. All these Super Bowls was won from running the football and getting to the quarterback. That's what you got to do. And hopefully we can get back to that this year. That's all I got for this video today, guys. Hope you guys are ready. No Temptations, remember that little song, the Get Ready, because here I come. Because I'm coming with a lot of videos. A lot of videos is coming. The training camp video, we're going to have videos probably almost every day for training camp, doing review and update. So probably almost every day, or I might do it like every other time like that, but it's going to be reviews a lot. And we're going to be talking about different things. It might not be training camp video about the entirety. It might just be like different things that happen. Like, oh, this battle happened. Oh, this right here is happening. You think what's next? There's going to be a lot of videos coming that week. And then also I'm going to do some coverage of the NFL, some big news that's going on. I know Saquon Barkley just signed a contract with the Giants as well, a 1-year deal. But I'm going to do some coverage as well. I'm talking about some other things that happen in training camp for other teams as well. So there's a lot of videos coming. So you guys are ready and pumped up, subscribe, the notifications ready. Like that, scroll through, check daily. There'll be a lot of videos on the move, not on the move, on the come. That didn't sound too right, but just watch the videos. Yeah. Peace out.